Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the AfterShock EpiCenter live stream. I'm your host and the Senior Retailer Relations Manager. I'm sorry. Wow, I just went back in time like 6 months. I'm actually the Communication Specialist here at AfterShock Comics. Welcome back. So we have two new titles coming out for tomorrow's new comic book day. I'm sorry, I'm also trying to get the chat up because it suddenly disappeared on me. So give me 1 second so I can see all you guys are talking about in the chat. Go. All right. So we have two titles coming up for tomorrow's new comic book day on Wednesday, June 22nd. So let's jump right into it. First up, we have the wonderfully terrifying title from James Patrick and artist Rem Brew, Kaiju Score, Steal from the Gods, issue 3. So this continues following Michelle and her crew who are about to go into the belly of the beast, quite literally this time. But they are not ready for a job that has, no margin of error, because as we know, they kind of run into trouble every single time. And even if they are ready for any amount of trouble, the true nature of the score is about to be revealed, and not all of them are going to make it out of this issue alive. I'm not going to spoil it until next week when we do reviews about it. So take your blood pressure pills for this really intense third chapter of Kaiju Score, Steal from the Gods. Hello, Michelle Regan. Yes, it's such a great series so far. I cannot wait for the Sony Pictures movie to come out of the first volume. Speaking of volumes, the second thing that we have coming out for tomorrow's new comic book day is Cross to Bear, the complete series trade paperback. So this is a very fun title where they swore to chase Jack the Ripper to the ends of the earth, but nobody mentioned Tombstone, Arizona, because where else would Jack the Ripper hide other than the Wild West? But that's how he escaped everybody in this tale. So nobody thought that he would hide there except for the Order, which is an organization made up of the descendants of the Crusaders sworn to eradicate the unnatural. And the Order will stop at nothing to fulfill the pledge of their forefathers made, even if it means crossing the ocean or a line or two. So hello, John Covey. Yes, love some Dave Sharp as well. And it was really fun working with him on several of these titles. And this is, we had a great quote from Brett Schreckner from Graphic Policy. He said, "A solid read and entertaining with some fun characters, a dynamic that's unexpected, which adds to the experience." So those are going to be our two titles that are coming out for this new comic day on Wednesday, June 22nd. And we have some incredible titles coming on the way. So while you're at your local comic book shop tomorrow to pick these up, make sure that you also add these two to your pull list. And the first issues just came out last week. So we'll talk about it with the reviews after this. But we have a Calculated Man issue 2 from Paul Tobin and artist Alberto Albuquerque. And we're so excited by this title because before it even came out last week, it's already been greenlit for a Hulu TV series. And hopefully you guys got to catch the happy hour that I did with Paul Tobin last week, going into detail about this first issue and how excited he is about the Hulu series. So this continues our tale of Jack Beans, who is so good with numbers that when he gets out of the mob and then they actually come after him when he's in witness protection, he goes on a spree to then use his math skills to murder them all. So really excited for this. So this is going to be in shops on July 20th, but the final order cutoff is next Monday's June 27th. So make sure when you're at your local comic book shop, add that to your pull list, as well as the Body Mask, The Hollow Inside issue 3. And for all those who read it last week and can stick around to the end of the show to talk about it in the reviews, there is some pretty intense ending to last issue from writer Paul Tobin and artist Andrea Muti, where we're going to find out a whole lot about B, and I'm so excited. So again, this is also going to be in shops July 20th. So make sure you add it to your pull list before the order deadline of June 27th. And we are very excited. We're going to be at another convention this weekend. So if you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, please stop by at Heroescon. So we're going to have, it's going to be this weekend, June 24th through 26th. And this is actually the 40th anniversary edition of Heroescon. And we're going to have very excited to have not only our publisher Joe Pruitt, who will be around and signing, but as well as Bunny Mask and Maniac of New York artist Andrea Muti. So if you're there, come check us out. We actually have a big old section where booths 326, 328, 425, and 427. I know that sounds like it's all over the place, but we're basically like a whole big end cap. It's very exciting. Oh, and Matt Peterson, I just saw your comment about A Calculated Man was awesome. It really was. So stick around so we can talk about the first issue. Very excited. And Speaking of titles, we also just had a brand new announcement today of a new title called Hell is a Square Circle. And this is a wrestling noir genre. I absolutely love how much Aftershock loves to kind of combine different genres that you don't think to go together. But we announced it this morning. The electrifying creative team of writer Chris Cordon, who you might know from That Texas Blood, and illustrator Francisco Balladini, who you might know from Dingo, 18 Days, and now they step into the ring with Aftershock to deliver a body slam to hell. So this follows Ted, the Irish Muska Walsh, who is a third-tier wrestling heel with a problem himself. He's behind on rent, child support, and his career, but he thinks he can change things. As he attempts to take control of his life, his actions leave him with blood on his hands. Ted finds himself on the run from authorities and the darkest of his past. As Ted tries to escape his former self and build a new, better future, his mistakes come back to haunt him, and in the ring and out of it. So this is going to be a 48-page prestige format one-shot set for September debut. A Hell is a Square Circle features colors by Mark Englert, letters from Dave Sharp, there he is again, and cover by Jacob Phillips, an incentive cover from Francisco Francavilla. So really excited about this title. So again, make sure to follow us, hit that like, subscribe button, so that way you can see when this is going to be coming out exactly in September. And for all of our Aftershock fans out there, we're actually still looking for some ambassadors in 2 areas. So we're not only still looking for Long Island, New York. We have our ambassador at large covering those shops for now, but we also need somebody in Indianapolis, Indiana. So if you or somebody you know who's a big Aftershock fan lives in either of those 2 areas, please use the link and apply today. So that way me and the rest of the ambassador management team can interview you, train you, and get you out there so you can be visiting shops every month and getting some awesome swag from us. Hello, C-List E-Man. Speaking of our awesome ambassadors, good to see you, friend. And now it is time for us to get into all the spoilers from all the titles that came out last week in the reviews. All right, so now that everybody is left who hasn't read the titles from last week, including A Calculated Man, issue 1, the Buddy Mask volume 2, issue 2, as well as The Ocean Will Take Us, number 3. So let's start right in order. Let's start with our really, really exciting A Calculated Man. I love this title already. The artwork from Alberto Albuquerque is just so much fun. And I love this character who's basically like a Rand Man meets, and I can't think the name of the character from Blue Collar, but basically like he has photo memory for everything. So when he's standing on the corner, he knows exactly what like corner he was standing on at what exact time, who was driving by, what they were driving, how fast they were driving. So he has all of this incredible intelligence, as well as just being able to see patterns where others don't. So now that he has the entire mob coming after him, I just love how he's like, you know what? The only solution is to kill all of them. So, and I also love that he left the mob for love because he cannot lie. So it makes it impossible for him to date. So he can't, because he can't lie. And so he's great for working for the mob because they know they can trust him. But now he just wants to be able to go and like date and stuff. I'm just so excited. Oh, C-List E-Man said, I missed A Calculated Man. Need to find this one. Yes, it is going to be a TV show on Hulu. And not only is it going to be a TV show, but we actually have another Aftershock alumni who's going to be the showrunner, Peter Calloway, who you might know from Shadow Doctor, The Last Space Race. And we're really excited to have him on board. And it's one of actually the things that really locked down the deal with Hulu. So we're very excited. Matt Peterson says, my comic shop only ordered one of these and I grabbed, and I'm so glad I did. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you did get that as well. Hopefully they'll order more as soon as possible, and make sure you add this to your pull list because I can't wait for each issue to come out. It's just so exciting. So and I have to say I do love me a revenge plot against like mob people because well, you don't really feel bad for them. It's just it is what it is. Also, guys, if you for anybody who read Buddy Mask for this last issue of volume 2, issue 2, if you haven't read it, don't watch this right now because I'm going to spoil so much because the last panel I'm just so excited about because we're really dealing with B at this point. And as you know from volume 1, technically B shouldn't be alive because the body of her child form was found years and years ago. So like she's supposed to have been dead this whole time. And like, of course, it's a little odd that she shows up right at the same time that Bunny Mask starts showing up. So now at the end of this issue, we see them in the same room and talking. So I don't know. I don't know what this means. I tried to get some sort of hint from Paul Tobin last week on the Happy Hour show, but I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts if you think that B and Bunny Mask are the same, or if B is just like, I don't know, if she just brought her body back so that she, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, and I'm so excited for issue 3. So I'm just like biting my nails, waiting for that to come out because I don't get to read this until you guys do either, and I'm just so excited. Larry Allen says, I can't wait to meet all the cool kids at Heroescon in Charlotte this weekend. Oh, I'm so glad you'll be there, Larry Allen. Yes, so we'll have Joe Pruitt, Mark Hammond out there. So make sure you say hi, take pictures, and tag us and all that fun stuff. I'm so glad you'll be able to see us in Charlotte this coming weekend. Last but not least, that came out last week that I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on is Ocean Will Take Us, issue 3. I love how meta that this book is from Rich Douek and artist Carlos Oliveras, because it is very much Breakfast Club meets a lot of other, teenage horror movies from like the 80s. And they actually mentioned the Breakfast Club in it, which is just so silly. I love it. And hello, Edward Huey. Welcome, welcome. So the ocean will take us. I'm loving where this is going. The horror level keeps getting brought up each issue. And it's so interesting because the artwork from Carlos makes it seem a lot more cartoony and soft until like the terror scenes and all that. So we have our misfit crew who are together, who are now finding out clues on their own and finding out that his dad has been lying to him this whole time. And the scientists of Almazar Bay also know about this like weird inky stuff, which totally reminds me of Stranger Things this last season, not gonna lie. And J.D. Smith, yes, you are always getting here fashionably late. This is the last title I was gonna talk about for reviews. So, but yeah, I cannot wait to see where the next issue takes us. Let us know what you think and what you think that the Triton Oceanic is really up to. Are they doing this for clean energy, or is there something more nefarious going on? Dun, dun, dun. Also, it's terrifying. So as always, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see us every single Tuesday, as well as all the new content that we'll have coming out. Be safe out there, wash your hands, wear your masks, keep your distance, and only read dangerously. We'll see you next week.